Good afternoon, everybody. It's Gaming Boy here for your very first tropical update for my channel. And as we're taking a look at the satellite imagery, current and present time, you can see I'm like my own 40% chance in the MDR, and you're wondering why. And that's because in the recent models they have been showing a tropical depression or storm forming out here in the MDR. And for this for this system over here, I don't think it's gonna form at all. Like I give it like less than a 10% chance at all, because there's barely any models showing it at all. While there's 6 models showing this one. So yeah, I give it 40. Might be 50. It could be a 50 if I wanted to. So yeah, 50 to 40% chance of this one forming, and let's show what the models are saying. So currently looking at the GFS model here, as you can see, this is what I'm talking about right here. This just looks like nothing because we're only 0 hours out, 6 hours out. As we move forward right here, you can see that it does look very interesting. There is looks like a closed circulation now, and looking at the wind speeds on the surface of it, see that does not reach tropical storm strength. It only shows tropical depression strength, so it does not last long as well. It just does not make it really that far. Looking at the moisture and dry air in the atmosphere, you can see when it first begins to develop, there is tons of moisture surrounding it, and that is very favorable for it. And as we move forward in time, this tropical wave right here is pushing all this dry air towards it, so that might be the reason why this one doesn't last long. And we also have tons of dry air to the west of it. And as you can see, as we move forward, that it gets overtaken by dry air. But as it enters the Caribbean, we do see a huge resurgence in moisture of where the low would be. And it might have a chance of redeveloping as it goes through the Caribbean. So let's take a look at the wind shear. As you can see that as it first develops, there is some high shears surrounding it. Not surrounding, but to the southern part of it. As we move forward time, it does weaken to moderate to light, and my favorite, just a tad more. So yeah, wind shear is a little favorable for it, but it's neutral favorable. Looking at the European model, 12Z. Wow, it's just released. So take a look at that. Got a 1012 millibar. Can't see the rest of it because it's just now been released. So yeah, 2012. Just the last model run doesn't show anything at all. So let's see what the European model says when this thing updates even further. Taking a look at the CMC model run, the most aggressive one for this system. As you can see, it turns a tropical storm on hour 90, basically 4 days out almost. You see, there is a bit of green showing on the northeastern side of it, if you can tell. So that means it's 34 knots or higher, meaning it's tropical storm force winds on the surface. You see, it starts getting to yellow and maybe a little bit of red. I mean, this is like 1,000 feet in the air, so take a look at the surface. So you can see that it is still green and stuff. Look at that. So there is a bit of red when this thing enters the Caribbean, just a little bit. The marker's too too big for it, so let me zoom in real quick. You can see there is a bunch of green showing up, and yeah, it does make it through the Caribbean. It does hit the Yucatan Peninsula. You can see it could enter out over here and go something like that, and could reform. Look at that icon model, the one I was talking about that supports the system that happens in the Gulf. You can see it does show it's like close circulation as well. It does make landfall in Texas, but this is only one model, I'd say. So looking at the other storm down here, you can see that it does show it as well. So basically 3 out of 4 models show it. That's what I'm showing you guys. I'm showing 4 models right now, and 3 out of 4 shows it. So that's why I gave it 40 to 50% chance of it. So you can see it does move north. It might have a new low forming actually. This might be a new low. And look, this might actually be a new low forming. So yeah, jeez, look at that. See this low right here. This is the first low that occurs. And if you from forward time, another low appears, and now it's gonna take over this one. So taking a look at our ocean heat content values, last updated July 18th. Look between 40 degrees west and 30 degrees north is where a system it's probably gonna form. And to take a look, I see some yellow and maybe some oranges showing up, meaning already up probably to 90. That's quite far. So this is the ocean continent is basically your 80-degree isotherm at depth. How far does the 80-degree Fahrenheit waters go beneath the skin of the surface of the ocean? And yeah, it's pretty far down. It's just gonna keep rising warmer waters as it sits up here. So, as the models are saying, it's probably gonna go into the Caribbean where there's oranges, white, reds everywhere in the Caribbean, and that is very favorable. But keep in mind that this is only one factor of developing storms. So there's probably a bunch of moisture, but probably very strong wind shear. As we're taking a look at the TFS model wind shear, probably like submerging there. It does increase quite a lot, as you can see. Hour 282. There's a bunch of high wind shear showing up. And take a look at the sea surface temperatures. You can see 40 degrees west, 30 degrees north, right here. 28 to 27 degrees Celsius water that's showing up, meaning it's in very good conditions right now with a bunch of moisture surrounding it because the interconvergent tropical zone, if I got that right. Yeah, the tropical convergence zone basically sitting around here, and that has a lot of moisture. There is some. It is a bubble moisture, like a bunch of moisture. And plus, it has high shear on the south of it, not the north of it, so it might be blowing a little thunderstorm blade, but it's in favorable conditions right now. Expected to go into least unfavorable conditions in between this area. CMC always shows that favorable conditions just going all throughout. So yeah, there is tons of warm water up ahead of this thing if it does maintain itself and turns into tropical storm as it enters through here. If it enters through here, that might mean trouble if it is a tropical storm as it enters. If it is, then it might have the potential to turn a hurricane, but I doubt that. So yeah, I doubt we're getting a hurricane right now. So yeah, here's the system right now, currently sitting right here. You can see the plate animation, there is some rotation right there. Not a lot, but there is some to be noticed. And looking at the other system right here, there is slight rotation. Let me get rid of these lines. There's slight rotation, as you can see. You see the low level clouds go something like that. You can see, yeah, the clouds are going like that, so that means there's some rotation, I think. Currently, I'm noticing that this tropical wave that passed through Florida yesterday has a little begin developing, but I completely doubt that's going to form at all. Just no models even hit anything. So, yeah, let's just zoom into that thing, because, I don't know, it's pretty interesting, but as you can see, there's the low I'm talking about. Let me get a bright color. There's a low I'm talking about, something right there. You can see, it's right there. There is some secondary low, right there. So yeah, all the thunderstorm activities are pushed west of it. So this is basically left in dry air after it's ending. Let me check the. Yeah, there is dry air in the center of low. So yeah. So yeah, I don't think that's gonna form. So yeah, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I might do these more often because I kind of want to do these now. So yeah, that'll do it. And goodbye, everyone. Peace.